Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, we salute the last prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is, the prayers and the peace be upon him, wa ba'd, and that is what follows of that salute to Muhammad the prophet, traditional salute given to him by over 1 billion Muslims, well over 1 billion Muslims throughout the world. We are preparing for our annual Muslim convention that we have been identifying as Islamic Convention, but we have changed it this year to read Muslim Convention because Islamic Convention points directly or puts religion in focus. And actually, our conventions that have been going on for a number of years now, are not to put the religion in focus as much as it is to put the members of our association in focus. And that was started back in the 60s and even long before that by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, our late leader. We pray God forgive him his sins and grant him the paradise. And we are, since that time, we have been keeping the same spirit. That is a spirit of coming once a year together to see one another, to be with one another, and most importantly, to hear what our leader has to say about the state of affairs for our association or for our community. With that, I now go to the particulars for our convention. Our convention will be having workshops on CPC, Comtrust LLC, that is our collective purchasing effort to increase business for small people coming together with their small means, but great means when it comes to character and virtues. We have great means, and in my opinion, what makes business successful, and I believe this is generally accepted in the business world, what makes business successful is sticking to your principles, establishing yourself upon character, good character, and a virtuous life. So this is what we expect from our business people who have come together. We are an association of business people, independently doing business, but collectively buying, making big purchases, volume purchases, and we'll have workshops, we'll have a conference, we'll have also Graceline Fashions, also sponsored by the same business effort, Graceline Fashion Show, headed by Bina Mohammed, and which will give an opportunity for designers in our community to put their designs on display and to have their designs modeled so that we see what we are producing in our community and support those who are excellent in their works. More than that, that's the business side. We have more of that, but I have to quickly now go to the spiritual side. For the spiritual side, there will be Jummah, which will open our convention. Jummah will be on that Friday of the Labor Day weekend this year, Muslim Convention 2006. After Jummah, there will be vendors. There will be a vendors market, and it's exciting just to walk through the vendors markets and see all the fine products ranging from garments, dress suits, leisure suits, women dress, some children also items in the market, cosmetics, oils, incense, and jewelry, fascinating jewelry, some very, very attractive jewelry that I find our vendors having in the market area, our marketplace for our annual convention. And Sunday, we'll have what will be the state of affairs or state of our community address of this association address by myself. But we're expecting to have, if not on Sunday, on cultural night, which I believe will be Saturday evening and Saturday night, we're expecting to have a guest speaker and a keynote speaker. Our guest speaker will be the president of a university in Indianapolis, African-American man, a Catholic, a devout Catholic, but a very down-to-earth person who has a lot of admiration for our history going back to the Nation of Islam and especially for what we're doing now in the community. And we'll have a keynote speaker who's a lady reverend, and I hope that we'll have a lot of youngsters out to hear her. She can really move or motivate youngsters, and we expect to have her address us. I don't know if they will both be addressing us on cultural night. That may be the case, but one of them may be addressing us on Sunday when I make my major address of the year, public address, especially on the state of our community, and also our address to the public, addressing the public life and how we can become more productive citizens, and citizens enjoying our life more as God designed this life to work for us. God designed our life to work for us, and those who have done the most with the world are those who have been guided by Scripture to know what God designed for us in this world to do with our life and with our opportunities in the public. With that, I say we are happy to be preparing for our Muslim annual convention, and we are expecting many more than last year to be present for this year. And I thank those who have recognized that is those in our leadership throughout the country, who have recognized my 30 years of leadership and the growth that we have realized around the country and some outside of the country, like in Bermuda and a few other places, and are celebrating, and they are celebrating, or we are celebrating, 30 years of my leadership. Thank you all, and again, peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Imam, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and be with us today and talk to us in reference to the upcoming convention.
My pleasure.
We have a couple of questions that we would like to ask that's relevant to the upcoming convention, and also over the years, for an example, last year you had this theme for the convention was human nature, Earth's most valuable resource.
Yes.
And then this year we have earning freedom and economic empowerment. We are a friendly neighboring community.
Yes.
How does these two subjects, or how do you see these two subjects coming together to benefit us as a whole?
Yes. Well, last year, the subject was more on nature, to bring our attention to the inherent human worth that we have, that most of us don't realize because of bad circumstances for our life. Either bad home conditions, or bad neighborhood conditions, or bad world conditions. There was a time when the world was very bad for us. We had a hard time surviving. One of our guest speakers who will be speaking at the convention this year said that when we were struggling and all of us were hurting together, we were focused better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So the attention was given to the good nature that is in all of us, that God put in us, for us to rely on when pressure comes, when bad times come. Rely on that bad nature to carry us through. So the attention was on that, and how we allow everybody to benefit from that but ourselves. everybody making billions on our good nature except ourselves.
Yes, sir.
They're either getting the benefit from the good side by appealing to the good side, or they're getting benefit by appealing to our weaknesses and corrupting us, so we buy things that we shouldn't buy and give our life and our monies to things that we shouldn't give our life and our monies to.
Yes, sir.
So they put us in a hell if we don't employ our own resources. So that was all about last year.
Yes, sir.
And this year, we are looking more at the community rather than the nature. We're going to be focusing community life and how God has also made inherent in us community life. Every individual is born with the urges and hunger for community life, with the urges to prepare himself for community life, and with the hunger inside for community life. Man's life is never complete, and that includes women. Man's life is never complete until he finds his life established in community. So this is also inherent. It's as inherent as the soul with its righteousness and as the soul with its curiosities to develop its intelligence for us. It is as inherent as that, the community. That's why God says you are the best community evolved, of the best communities evolved for the good of all people. He's telling us that we are inherently a people born to come into community life. God has put that seed in us so that we can come into community life. So it'll be focusing community life and how we are to prepare ourselves for the full community life, so that we have people representing us well in religion, also in spiritual life, in business, in politics, in government, etc.
Yes, sir.
And Imam Mohammed, in keeping with that spirit of the question that was asked, the question would be here is that each convention, even though you have different subjects,
Yes.
do you have any particular focus as you're headed toward, as you give the various subjects?
Yes.
Where would be where you're headed to with?
Yes. Yes. Destiny for the human soul cannot be realized except with other people. Even eating a meal at home with your family. The Prophet encouraged us to not to eat alone, but to seek to eat in the company of others or have company when we eat. He said the blessing is on the numbers. The blessing is on the numbers. If one eats, there's a small portion. If two eats, it gets bigger. If 10 eats, it's even more. If 20 eat together, it's even more. 30 eat together, it's even much more. And that's why we feel so good when we eat with a crowd, especially a crowd that's compatible with our own good nature and aspirations. When we eat with people like that, we still feel good. We feel much better than we do when we're eating at home by ourselves or with a couple of people, a couple of persons from the family. When the group comes together and we look how the spirit is just so alive and how good we feel. So in the long run, what we are hoping for in the distance is to see year by year. We don't want any year to be less impressive than the year before. We want every year to be more impressive. That's our goal. That's our effort. That's what we're straining for. The long distance aim that we have is to see this community life blossom more and more, come up structured well more and more, having more and more of what we call for in our life as a community. And that means, most importantly, clean and decent places that we can respect, and others will respect if they come from any religion. Places of worship, masajid we say, or mosques, places of worship, but with in the same I would say importance, the same importance as when we measure importance. In the same measure of importance, we have education. There's no education separate from religion in Islam. There's no way to separate education in Islam. And it was that way for Christians, and for many it's still that way for them. It was that way for Christians in the early history of this country. Government was not funding schools. Schools were funded by churches, by religious communities. So there's no way to separate our interest in education for our adults, but also for our children who inherit us. No way for us to separate it. So down the road, we hope to have quality schools, fine schools, schools that light us up when we see them, and know that our children are attending those schools. And we hope to have also neighborhoods where Islam will be present there. Not just Muslims without Islam, but Islam will be present there in the Muslims. They will have Muslims conducting businesses, following the moral principles and guidelines of our religion, not having something that our religion objects, or having people who are letting down our standards, but people holding our standards in business. We hope to have thriving business community. We hope to have the adhan heard in that neighborhood. And I have heard from our townspeople, our government people in these towns where we are, I've heard that they would not only welcome our places of worship, but they would welcome the call to prayer, our adhan, to be heard in the neighborhood, just as they welcome church bells to ring. And that's what we hope to see one day. But we also would like to see us having everything within our own responsibility that we can possibly have. I will never be completely pleased myself with a neighborhood that can't take care of itself financially. Neighborhood should be supported by business people, and business people should make the neighborhood strong financially, should make the neighborhood strong financially. And we should be able to go to within reasonable distance in our own neighborhood to buy what is convenient for us to have. The convenience store should be the whole neighborhood. So we can go and buy whatever, eggs, flour, food items, a garment if we need something to wear for Sunday. We shouldn't have to go way across town. We go right to our store in our neighborhood. We should have everything that we need, even real estate. If we want to talk to a real estate agent about property or selling or buying property, we have our own everything. I'll be only satisfied when we have a neighborhood that's efficient in every respect. Business people are strong and they belong to that neighborhood, where the neighborhood provides the tax base for the whole area. Our neighborhood, the tax base is provided by our own area. That the city is not looking at us and saying, weeping, saying, I wish those people hadn't moved in here. But they'll be telling their friends and everybody, we are proud of these people. They have a strong neighborhood. They have a strong community and a strong and safe neighborhood. That's what we aim down the road. That's what we want. And we have to make improvement on that, on the development of that every year. We have to see us getting closer and closer to that every year.
Sounds like work to me.
Yes,
We
yes.
have our work cut out
Yeah,
for it.
and that kind of work sounds like happiness to
Yes,
me.
sir. Yes, sir.
You know, a real man sad because he ain't got no work.
Got no work to do. Brother Imam, getting back, staying on, should I say, the theme for this year's convention, earning freedom and economic empowerment, and it brings to mind our youth.
Mm-hmm.
We are, at this moment, I think we are about 30 years into your leadership, and some of us who was back during the time of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we had about 30 or 40 years of his leadership. And what do you think is the reason why it has taken us so long economically to develop? And what effects is this having on our youth today?
Yes. the first part of the question.
Yes, sir.
The reason, what has caused us to not achieve sustained
Yes, sir.
growth
Yes, sir.
for our economic interest, the reason for that is mainly two. There are other reasons too, but
Yes, sir.
mainly two.
Yes, sir.
Two is enough as an answer.
Yes, sir.
Firstly, under Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we were a protest movement, just like our civil rights movement was a protest movement. We were a protest movement. We were protesting bad treatment and limits placed on our life by the government itself. The government permitted it. The government was permitting that. So when our idea started in this in America in the early 30s, went through the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and to the 60s, all those years, there were two laws and two Americas, as our civil rights brothers say. Two laws, one for white folks and one for us, and two Americas, one open and one closed. The one closed to us. Yes, so that was the reality. So that's one of the reasons. When you see that the Nation of Islam was protesting that, and the Nation of Islam was condemning the whole society, the whole white society of America, as a race of devils, blaming them for all these evils. Now we know many of them were innocent, but you know, when you're hurting like that, you don't say that there's 3-4 people around here that's not hurting me. It's just this 100,000 that's keep beating on me. You know, you don't say that. You say these people are beating on us. These people are hurting us. So that was the truth. That was the reality, and that's one reason. Now, when we accumulated the money and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed away, the government people, they watched Honorable Elijah Muhammad come from nothing to where he came. From almost nothing in the 30s to where he was in the 60s. They watched that. And in the 70s, you know, he passed in 75. So they watched that. And they knew that this man is a wise leader. And he's safe. He's a safe leader. We can trust him that he's not going to start any senseless violence or have his people corrupting our society. So they didn't fear any harm coming from Elijah Muhammad. But now he's going to pass. The next leader may not be the man that Elijah Muhammad is. He may not be as wise and as safe with those explosives they're working with, you know. So they feared that the next man came up would not be able to handle the explosives in the language of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, like he handled them. So they planned to deprive the next leader of financial strength, because that's what makes you more powerful. It's money. So they want to deprive him of financial strength. What did they do to the Nation of Islam? To us? They did the same thing to us that they did to Garvey and all the rest. When those leaders got of old age and was about to pass, or when they passed, then the government comes in with charges of taxes unpaid and whatever, come in with all those take all the money away. So we won't be strong financially. If you get the wrong leader, you won't be strong financially to support yourself. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. The other reason for it is that we depend on leaders too much. We see our whole life in a leader. And for some reason, our leaders have been all messianic leaders. A messianic leader is a leader that you believe God gave you. And he has a mission to complete something for you that God assigned. God gave him that assignment. So when he's gone, the spirit is knocked out of most of the followers. They have no spirit to go forward when he's gone. To have sustained economic growth, you have to see the job as being more important than your persons, even though that person be the leader. And that's what I have done over 30 years. I've built up that kind of reality in the mind of the people, especially in the minds of our leaders. And I expect our growth to continue, whether I'm here or not. We will have sustained growth.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I can. So what effect do you think that have had over the years on our youth?
Yes, that was the other question.
Yes, sir.
Pardon me. Yes. On our youth. Well, it has its impact in the life of our adults is much stronger or much more evident than it is in our youth. I think youth, they're young. So youth either go away from you and find something to do, or they get a spirit to pull you out of your misery and out of your sleep, to wake you up out of your sleep. And we can see our youth doing that. We have youngsters, males and females, all around the country, who are very enthusiastic and optimistic, and they're leaders with all to themselves, or within their own association. They are real leaders. So I don't think we have to worry too much about our youth being hurt by these setbacks. It's usually the adult people, the ones who have families, children, and they have not seen this fulfilled for their children. So it's those that are set back. They are set back. They're the ones who are mostly set back. Our young, they'll find something to do. They'll leave something that's dried up, you know, and passed away. They'll leave the dead and they'll go find the living, or they will have a spirit and a vision for bringing the dead to come to life again. I don't worry about the youth right now. Only thing I'm worried about is us not making it clear to our youth that we appreciate those that are alive and going after the real life, the good life. And we are not so disturbed by those who give themselves to violence and indecencies and whatever, filthy language and whatever. We are not so disturbed by them that we can't see our good youth and good merits, the merits that they have earned by sticking with the good life and working to establish a good life in society.
Yes, sir.
Just one more here, and that is on the conventions each year that we have, and all of these different programs and concepts, things that you are talking, directions that you've given to the community. Should there be a part of the convention progress, a report of progress to say we were here last year or 2 years or so ago, now we're here at this point?
Yeah, yes. All around growth or progress is what we would like to report on. When I say all around, I mean for education, for our schools, our private school system, our schools in the various cities of United States, but also for our business people, for our creative business people. We have creative business people. For our business people, the same. For our message of Islam, too. Our message of Islam, we'd like to report on it. How we're doing. What are the key? What is the key language? What is the most important language in our religious message?
Yes.
What is the most important language in our religious message? So we need to make that clear on Convention Day, because many who are not in touch with a big community, they hardly ever get a chance to pray with Muslims from our association, or the same association that they're in. They're in small towns, or they're in places distant from where places that we can attend to get that kind of information. They depend on the annual Muslim convention, which we used to call the Islamic convention before. They depend on the annual Muslim convention to fill them in, to bring them up to date on what's going on, and to make it clear to them how they are to look at things, how they are to see Imam Davidin Muhammad, how they are to see the effort for education, how they are to see our patriotism as Americans, how they to see it, because our patriotism is not the patriotism of skinheads.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Or Afro-wearing people. Mm-hmm. Our patriotism is our own. So they want to hear that. They want to know clearly, what is this? What is this new relationship we have with the United States? So they have a lot of questions that they're wanting answered. And Imam Daniel Kareem, we should also have workshops on some of on this, what is the focus? Where should we be focused?
Yes, sir.
Where should we be? Where are we focused in terms of our interest in education in schools? Where are we focused as citizens who uphold the law and all the good life of America? Where are we? You know, so we should have workshops. And if we have enough months coming, we have enough months between now and then. We only need a month or so to put this all together. So I think you all, I'm speaking to the leaders now, and with me, who work with me, you all should be working to see that we have workshops with something of real substance and something that's really addressing our community and not just addressing ideas or interests, but addressing our community and our community needs.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brother Imam, we thank you for taking this opportunity. I know that you're very busy. You have to get back. I have one last question. I'll be off for the record, of course. And then, but before I ask the question, we would like to have you to make your last statements and for the convention that you would like the people to know that will be going out on the air.
Yes, yes. You know, you can be free and yet be not free. You can be free as far as your knowledge of the Emancipation Proclamation, or be free as far as your knowledge that all citizens in America are free. This is the land of the free. All citizens in America are free. You can be free with that awareness, but that awareness is not enough to have freedom become real for you. To have freedom become real for you, you have to qualify, and that's what we're going to talk about at the convention. Sunday, public address.
And we want everyone to be there to make sure they hear you speak on this subject. So we're encouraging everyone to be present, and I think it's going to be at the UIC Pavilion. Yes. UIC Pavilion. Yes. On Racine and Halsted Street here in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. Yes, sir. Right.
And I hope they'll get carpools, and I hope that we'll get buses, few buses, and assist the people who will be present here from around the Midwest and distances as far as Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, you know,
yes, sir.
Atlanta, Georgia. People will be here, and I hope we will have, with a united effort, I hope that we'll have buses to say, do you have a way to get to the pavilion?
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. We always acknowledge our dependency on the Lord that made everything and provided for us before we were even in existence. The world was here. The world made by the Lord, creator of the heavens and the earth. In Islam, or for Muslims, his name is Allah. That is God who made or created everything. And it is said that he created everything, whatever's in the skies and whatever's in the earth, all existence that was here before man got involved, that he made all of that for man, all of that for man. And for man means humanity, or the human family, males and females. We know that most of us, we can't benefit from this great world that God has made. We benefit only a very little, or not at all. For many of us, we approach it in the wrong way and get harm rather than benefit. But we believe that man is the only creature, the only living thing that can get great benefit and use or utilize what God has made or created in the skies and in the earth. Both religions we call Christianity and Islam, also the people we call Jews. These three religions share much of what was revealed. We have similar scriptures and we have similar beliefs. And the three religions believe that everybody, all people, that is, everybody has the quality of excellence, the human excellence in them. Something has to bring it out. Something has to bring out that excellence. If you put it in a bad environment for that excellence, it's very difficult for it to come out, to present itself. But if you put into a suitable environment for that excellence, then as God, as it is revealed, that our creation is similar to the creation of plants. And if you have good environment for plant, the season is right, the soil is right, the ground is right to feed it, and the rain comes, the sun shines, it gets what it needs from the environment, then it comes up well. It matures and gives its full potential or its full capacity to the environment that supports it. And man benefits. Man benefits. Plants cannot use this world like man can, and animals cannot use this world like man can. So that should be enough to make you believe, or to have you believe with the great inspired teachers, messengers, prophets of God. Believe with them that the matter that exists all about before man was put here for man, not just for him to consume physically or for him to benefit from this great system of matter physically or materially, but more importantly, to inspire him, to influence his life, to want to understand it better, to want to use it in the correct way and benefit from it. It should be not only food for the stomach, it should be food for the mind, and it also should be food for the heart. We see in the great material scheme of matter created by God, we see beauty, we see peace. We can look at the sky on a clear day or a clear night, and it inspires peace in our souls. It influences influences us to want to be peaceful and serious and at our best. It brings out the good that is in us. Our goodness extends its arms, hands and arms to the skies, to the beauty created, and to the treasures that are so many and so great that are in the material scheme of matter. So we're living now in a time when it's very difficult for people to stick with the best life that they have. Too many things are taking your attention away from your own good life and from your ability to keep it good and realize progress for it. You know, it's believed that our existence as humans began in heaven. And then we were awakened in the earth. But it began in heaven. And we were awakened in the earth. It is also believed that we were put in situations in this earthly existence. We were put in situations to challenge us, to make it not so easy for us to keep the good life, or to realize the growth of that good life in an environment that challenges it. We are challenged like a plant is challenged. Don't think human life is the only life that's challenged. Some plants can't grow in rocky places. Some can. Some can even send their roots into the small cracks and crevices of cement or rock and manage to survive. Many can. When you really think philosophically on human life and the challenges and how a human life is challenged by obstructions, by things that are in the way of us living and keeping the good life, and you consider those things that are in the way, you come to believe that really the human life is put in conditions and circumstances that hold it back to develop its muscles, not just the physical muscles, to develop its mental muscles, intelligent muscles, and its moral muscles, to develop its muscles more. You know, one who wants to be physically fit, if you never accept to have force work against you. The weightlifter, he has to work against the barbells with the weights on them. And he has to try to manage to push that weight up or to pick it up until he's able to do it
are able to do more of that kind of physical work. It's work. And also, the person who learns a skill on a job or is given difficult work to do for pay. The more you do it, the more you develop strength, muscles, and skills. So this world is not easy, but don't say it's not good. You can't tell a fighter punching the bag is not good. Skipping the rope is not good. Boxing, training for a fight, and getting hit to be in shape is not good. This is life. Life is the same. And anyone who wants life with no difficulty, a life with no challenge, is really not living. A real man wants to be challenged. A real woman doesn't want a man who wants to do nothing. She doesn't want a man who wants to be more feminine than she is. She doesn't want a man who will watch her carry the weights around, take the garbage out to the garbage collector, dig the yard, rake the grass, and he sit around and look like he doesn't exist. She doesn't want that kind of man. She wants a man that wants to rise up and be about something worthwhile. That's life. We're losing communication, the ability to communicate. And the proof of that is the language that we're hearing even from our youngsters. They keep saying, like, yeah, and you know, like, and you know, and it's like, you know, like. How come so many likes? How come you just can't say what you're talking about? Everything got to be like something. That's an indication that we're losing the intelligent ability to communicate. I heard a youngster recently say, he was on his cell phone, and I guess he was talking to his girlfriend. Didn't have to be though, it could have been his sister, just a female, Sue. It says Sue. He kept saying Sue. And he kept saying, Sue? Now what that mean? Sue, what does that mean? And he kept asking her, now what does that mean? He'd talk a little bit and he'd say, now Sue, what does that mean? You need translation. People are talking and they are understanding themselves what they are saying, but they are not making themselves understood by listeners. Losing the ability to communicate. There are very popular quality publications coming out. And they are informing us, the public that is, that we are losing the ability to even be educated. Losing the ability to be educated. Now it's not just poor boys or African Americans or black children, but it's boys from all families, from everybody, that are performing very poorly in school. Their performance is getting worse and worse. This is what we're told. This is information given to us by the media, printed media, and other media. So what is causing this? Many things are influencing what's going on. One is we are out of touch, and the most important is we are out of touch with the real life and the real challenges that God provided when he created the world for man. So we have to find a way to connect back again, to get back to a relationship for our, not just our stomachs, but for our minds with the material world that was here before man.
Yes, sir.
This earth with its abundant resources to be utilized by the human intelligence, by man. And community, of course, because man has no real purpose outside of community. If man is not in community, he has no purpose, he has no role to fulfill. He has a role only because he is a figure belonging to the social body of mankind. The social body of mankind. He belongs to a family. He belongs to a family of people. And a family of people that require that they live together, that people live with people. We couldn't have progress if we did live by ourselves, only living with others. We learn how to do things together and live together, grow together, multiply together, or increase our populations together, and provide for that population growth, or provide for the family, the social family, not the private family, the social family. And today we're experiencing also a challenge that tends to want to bring out the play of a child that is in us. You know, all life, animals, most of them, very few, in fact, I don't know any animal that doesn't grow out of a strong desire or urge to play and just play all the time. The little puppies, they come and they're so playful, they just want to play. But as they get older, they play less and they are more serious. And that's true for life itself. But we find today many youngsters and some seniors, some older people too, can't find interesting things to engage. Life is not exciting for them. To think is not adventure anymore. Think is a pain. So they want to drown out or force out thoughts that say, give me some attention. And they want to make room for thoughts that ask for no attention. Ask the intelligence for no attention. Ask the mental curiosity for no attention. They don't ask for any attention. Too busy. Why? What are we too so busy with? You know, if you don't invite into your mind intelligent things that make sense and healthy things that contribute to a good life, the world of today is busy. And it has a lot of trash. Trash just keeps growing. And there's mental trash, mind trash. And there's plenty of it around. And it can make money. So they give your mind that trash. You're not interested in anything serious. You like something that you don't have to think about. Something that you don't have to respond to except as a child. Play, be happy, feel good, have fun. So the result is the intelligence, but this is muscles not being used. Human intelligence, the muscles of human intelligence are not being used hardly at all by many of us. So you lose the muscles of human intelligence. You can't communicate clearly. You can't handle your family responsibilities. You can't even carry your own self. You let your own self down and have to be put away in a mental hospital or locked up in prison or killed on the streets. This is what we are seeing. We're seeing the elimination of waste, human waste, wasted human lives. We're seeing the elimination of those lives. It's like the survival of the fittest in the time of the savages. It's the survival of the fittest. Those who can't make it, they're knocked off by the strong. They're starved out by the strong. The strong take their land. They have nothing to produce their food. And they're eliminated. We're again seeing the survival of the fittest. Whether morally fit or they're going about their work, their intelligence is still alive in them. They have mental curiosities. They're studying new things. They're producing. But that's only a few. The great many are being eliminated. When you don't have any life but a life of a cell phone upside your head, you don't have any life but the life of the rap music. You don't have any life but the hunger for sex. Not for a wife or a husband, for sex. Just the hunger for sex. You're being eliminated. That's right. Yes, you're being eliminated.